Hey guys, it's Matty and welcome to another video in the Saxo trilogy. When's it gonna end, eh? Well, presumably when the MOT station tell me that the Saxo is no longer roadworthy and too expensive and just not worth fixing, but let's not think about that just now. Today we're going to be doing a few amateur preparations to the Saxo for her MOT, which is due in 2 days' time. So what do I think of the chances of this little shitbox passing her MOT? Well, after 11,000 miles in my first year of driving, the Saxo did pass with flying colours, so never say never. But I do think there's a small chance of her failing this year on account of the brakes being absolutely shot. But that's not to say that there's nothing that we can do today to prevent that fail or advisory list from getting any longer. So let's move on to the 5 things that I'm going to be doing today to prepare the Saxo for her MOT. Now naturally we're going to begin with the fluids. I've checked all mine already off camera, but in case you're in any doubt, check for your coolant, your oil, your brake fluid and your screen wash, quite often overlooked. Use a funnel if you can and try not to get interrupted by any cold callers.
Okay. Sorry to disturb you. I'm James. I'm playing the sponsored football match.
Go away.
Now, quite predictably, next we're doing the lights. Now, some of you may know that in the past, the Saxo failed 4 years on the bounce for the offside rear fog light. The previous owner of the car has actually been in touch to tell me that he's an electrician. Could have fooled me. Anyway, let's get on with testing the lights to make sure they're all working. So if you just want to shout, if you can see one that isn't working, that'd be absolutely great.
Another one?
Right, the boys, as you may have just seen, witnessed, this year it's the near side rear fog light that's gone, honest to God.
Oh, for God's sake, I can't honestly.
You couldn't write this, could you?
Why does she need to do it?
That is going to be something that we'll have to sort out for the MOT, but for now we're going to move on to number plates. Now, not a lot of people know that a faded or damaged number plate can actually be an MOT failure. Now, obviously, the tatty ones that I've got on my car now, they are a little bit faded, but I think they've got a few more years left in them, and at worst, they'd probably be a bit of an advisory. Now, I cannot stress how on an older car, how brand new number plates make it look so much fresher and so much more well looked after and well loved, which is why that I've been up to my room and I have made these.
Now, although these aren't original dealer plates, there is actually some interesting history, or should I say mystery, behind them. Now, it says here Squires Gate Motors, and Squires Gate, you may know, is located in Blackpool, the grime capital of the north. But there's absolutely no evidence online that this dealership even existed. Nothing about what it sold, where it was, any photos. So who knows how long that these plates have been on here.
I began by making my new plates on this special machine. The rear plate came off easily enough, but revealed a very concerning taped up hole.
Looks a little bit concerning.
The front plate was a pig to get off, but with some perseverance and some Netto's own WD, we got there in the end.
These are stronger than the fucking bumper themselves.
So here we are in the kitchen, out of the eye of the storm. I've got the old screws bathing in some WD-40, so they go on a lot better than they came off. And what I've got is the old plate, which already has holes in, and the new plate, which doesn't have holes in. Going to line them up, drill through so it drills through to the right place. Before fitting the new plates, I cleaned off the years of dirt that the old plates had left behind. I poured out the screws and the WD-40 onto the Aldi catalogue. Sorry mum. And on went the new plates.
I'm too sexy for my car, too sexy for my car, too sexy by far.
Now, of course, any self-respecting car owner will have perfectly functioning doors that can open and close. Oh, yeah, is that Ed China? Clearly, the bolt that holds the hinge together has been stolen, probably by a rival channel, but luckily I have been to visit my local Citroen dealer. You can imagine the celebrations in the parts department there when they finally sold a part for a 20-year-old obsolete Citroen. That must have been on the shelf for God knows how many years. Finally, it's the bane of every car owner's life. Rust. Saxos generally don't suffer from any bodywork corrosion, but no car is immune from underbody rust. After protecting the underneath of the car with the underbody seal, I found some light surface rust on my fairly new exhaust and the rear impact bar. It won't be picked up by the MOT tester's radar, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. So, did she pass her MOT or did she fail? Well, I'm pleased to say that she passed on first go with absolutely no advisories. But you're probably thinking, Matty, there's something fishy going on here, because didn't you say at the start of the video that the brakes were absolutely shot? And haven't you also had an intermittent engine management light problem for the past few months? Starting off with the brakes, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them, so I'm putting that down to me driving modern cars in work all day and then getting into mine and it being an older car, the brakes being naturally worse. And then the engine management light thing, yes, the car should have failed on emissions. But happily for me, that's been swept under the carpet by the MOT station. I think MOT places are always a little bit kinder to older cars. But whatever the problem is, whether it's the catalytic converter, which some viewers have advised me that it is, we'll definitely have to get it sorted, because it's not good for the car, not good for the planet, and not good for any of the little nippers who might be walking past my idling Saxo and breathing in the fumes. But for now, the Saxo has passed her MOT 2 years in a row, so it just proves that old car ownership doesn't always have to be stressful and troublesome.
I'm a model, you know what I mean.